Now, this is the photograph of Joe Slovo. Joe Slovo. Joe goes in spelling J-O-E. Slovo is S-L-O-V-O. He was born in Lithuania. Repeat after me, students. Lithuania is a beautiful country. He was born Joe Marcel Slovo. Joe Marcel Slovo. And Joe is spelled Y-O-S-S-E-I. Marcel is M-A-S-H-E-L. And Slovo is S-L-O-V-O. And he was born on the 23rd day of May in 1926. My brother, my sister, he was born in Lithuania in a small town called Obelaya. Obelaya. O-B-E-L-I-A-I. Obelaya. Obelaya is a small city in the Roxis district municipality of Lithuania. My brother, my sister, it's a very beautiful city. That was where he was born. On the 23rd of May in 1926, Joe Slovo. And he was born Joe Marcel Slovo. And he decided to call himself Joe. My brother, my sister, from the word or the name Yosel. In fact, his parents were Jewish. Even though he was raised in a Jewish home that was so religious, he himself became an atheist. Who is an atheist? An atheist is somebody who does not believe in God. My brother, my sister, he became an atheist, but he believed in some of the common principles of religion. He was an atheist all his life, never believed in the existence of God. At the age of 8, he emigrated all the way to South Africa, at the time called the Union of South Africa, with his parents. His parents drove trucks in South Africa. My brother, my sister, when he arrived in South Africa at 8, he saw the injustice meted out to black people. Black people were killed in the days of apartheid. Black people were humiliated by people who saw themselves as superior. There was racism all over the place. And having come all the way from Lithuania, white like he was, my brother, my sister, with a Jewish background, he chose to align with black people and the black struggle. He was one of the key figures of the Umkhonto Wesizwe, the armed wing of the ANC, that's the African National Congress. My brother, my sister, imagine a white face like his in a black movement like the ANC. He wasn't just a member of the ANC, he was also one of the commanders of Umkhonto Wesizwe, the armed wing of the ANC. Now, what does it mean to say the armed wing? They were those who were engaged in the armed struggle with the white supremacist regime of apartheid. They were those who planted bombs to eradicate and to remove racists, my brother, my sister, and people who tormented black people in South Africa. Now, if you want peace, you must also want war, because for peace, a lot of people will fight you. They make money from out of war. My brother, my sister, Joe Slovo. In South Africa, he was known to be a very powerful member of the Umkhonto Wesizwe, struggling for the liberation of black people. In no time, they tried several assassination attempts on his life and his wife, Ruth First. His wife was called Ruth First. Ruth, some people say Ruth. Ruth First, R-U-T-H, and First, as in First, R-F IRST. Now, Ruth first was his wife. They continued to fight them and to plant bombs around them until they decided that it was time to flee. So they ran away from South Africa, he and his wife, my brother, my sister, and their only child, a female. Oh my God, I'm going to tell you a sad story. They first moved to Angola in the struggle. And from Angola, they moved to Tanzania. They even went to the UK, Britain, London to be specific, and even Mozambique. From that area, they still controlled and worked with the ANC's Umkhonto we Sizwe. My brother, my sister, the white racists had superior weaponry, but the Umkhonto we Sizwe also did all it could to be able to defend itself and sometimes to even go on the attack, or better still, on the offensive. My brother, my sister, growing up in Lithuania, in a Jewish family, very, very religious, he became an atheist, my brother, my sister, and still remained and retained respect for the positive aspects of Jewish culture, my brother, my sister, and still called himself Jewish, even though most of his life he saw himself as an African, a South African. My brother, my sister, he joined the South African Communist Party in 1942, inspired by the Red Army's battles against the Nazis on the Eastern Front of World War II. Slovo volunteered to fight in the war. He served as a signaler in combat operations for the South African forces in North Africa and Italy. And on his return to South Africa, he joined another group, my brother, my sister, known as the Springbok Legion, or the Touch Commando, a municipal radical ex-service men's organization. My brother, my sister, between 1946 and 1950, he completed a law degree at the University of Witwatersrand in South Africa. And he was an active student. He sat in the same class as Nelson Mandela and Harry Schwartz. Tomorrow we'll be talking about Harry Henswatch. He was also a South African lawyer. My brother, my sister. In 1949, a year before he completed university, he married his girlfriend, Ruth first, and she became his wife. Together, they continued to fight against apartheid. This is a photograph of Joe Slovo and Nelson Mandela. My brother, my sister, when Mandela became president finally, he gave him a ministerial position, and he was in that ministerial position until his death, my brother, my sister, from cancer. Let us not jump too fast. Whilst he was in Angola, Mozambique, Tanzania, and even London in exile, the South African government still found him to be very vocal. And you know what it did? They sent a mail bomb. You know what it means to say a mail bomb? You have a mail. These days we don't have mails. We grew up at a time when mails were very important. You go to the post office and get a mail. My brother, my sister, in America, the mail system is still working very well. You wake up and there's a letter that you have received from the authorities, from friends and loved ones. There are some people in this generation who don't know what a postage stamp is. The other day, I took my children to the post office and I showed them what a post stamp was. They wondered what it was. They thought they were just small photographs they could paste in their books. And when we told them that these are equivalent to money, and therefore there are police people at the post office, just like in the bank. When you steal stamps, you have stolen money. They laughed. My brother, my sister, a mail was sent all the way to the Slovo family. At the time, Slovo had gone out and was just driving in. Oh my God. when the wife received the mail, it was in their name, Mr. and Mrs. Slovo. And his little daughter came around the mother. Mommy, 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 there's a mail, what is in the mail? And when she opened the mail, it exploded in her face. Boom, it was a bomb. What we call a letter bomb. Technical term, mail bomb. It killed Ruth first and their daughter straight away. Sad. My brother, my sister, she died. Joe Slovo remained without a wife. And this happened, my brother, my sister, in 1982 thereabout. Oh my God, have mercy. What a thing. 1982 thereabout, she died. And he got married again 5 years later in 1987 to Henry, I beg your pardon, Helena. Yes. Helena Dolney. My brother, my sister. He died himself on the 6th of January, 1995 at the age of 68 in Johannesburg, South Africa, of cancer. My brother, my sister, he was a member of the Nelson Mandela government. And he was one of those who sat down, my brother, my sister, to negotiate peace in South Africa and independence for black people. My brother, my sister, today we remember this man. And here you can see him and Nelson Mandela. They sat in the same class. He was white, but he joined hands with the black folk. He said injustice is injustice anywhere and everywhere. It doesn't matter who perpetrates it, black or white. You stand by justice and not by people. My brother, my sister, Joe Slovo, he died at the age of 68 in 1995 of cancer. Today we remember him, such a selfless man. He lost his wife and daughter in a mail bomb sent all the way from the racist apartheid government of South Africa. He died of cancer and he was buried right there in Johannesburg. Today we remember this great man. Today we remember this wonderful son of the land. Today we remember this great man who lived his life fighting injustice and standing by black people. In fact, he could have lived a very comfortable life of crime by being part of the dirty racist apartheid government. But he refused to do that. Joe Slovo. Joe Slovo. Oh, Papa. Yeah, Papa. Papa, mi se mi no be go. Papa. Papa, mi no be go wate. Papa, mi se mi no be go. Papa. Papa, une ya mi go wate. Papa, une ya mi go. Papa. Papa, mi se une ya mi go. Une ya mi go wate. Papa, wo ya. Papa, mi se damri fadwe. Papa. Papa, damri fadwe wate. Papa, damri fadwe. Papa, mi se mi no be go. Oh, Papa. Today we remember this great black soul. We remember the struggle that took his wife and his daughter. We remember all the atrocities he went through, moving into exile in so many different strange countries. Yet he kept on with the struggle. Even when some black people considered him a fake, he still remained true to the struggle. Oh, Joe Slovo. Where you go? Me say where you go wate? Me no go, Papa. Papa, me say why you be wate? Papa, where you go? Minubeko, Papa. Oh, in the burden of knowledge. I ask you, now that you know, what would you do? Be an any ole mini oba fe yezuda kagane meza kayini. Ye pabango bokaya nang fifi ya nyanu kai na wo. Bana ebe den lela njiman singa be konne. Lela njiman singa bere.
Tu